Welcome back to Midnight Tales.
Halloween is one of those nights that feels timeless. Bonfires, costumes, carved pumpkin lanterns, and the anticipation of something just beyond the ordinary. It's also the only time of year it's absolutely acceptable to knock on someone's door, yelling trick or treat before someone calls the police. But behind all the modern celebrations we all know and love lies a history shaped by fear, the movement of religion, and centuries of adaptation. To understand Halloween fully, we have to go back more than 2,000 years. The origins of Halloween date back around 2,000 years ago, when the ancient Celts of Ireland, Britain, and northern France celebrated a festival called Samhain. As October 31st comes around, the days get shorter, the sun sets earlier in the day, making it darker in the early afternoon, around 3 or 4 o'clock. This marks the end of harvest and the arrival of winter, when Samhain, the Gaelic festival, was celebrated. This is a season associated with death, hardship, and uncertainty. They believed that this night the boundary between the living and the dead grew fragile. Spirits might cross into the human world, ancestors could visit, but so could malevolent forces. To protect themselves, people lit large fires, offered sacrifices, and wore disguises with masks. These masks were fashioned from hides and animal remains. The disguise weren't meant for amusement. They were meant to confuse and repel whatever might wander close, no matter how innocent or evil those spirits may be. Centuries later, Christianity and the Church spread rapidly across these regions, preaching the word of God against the pagans. The Church frequently adapted existing festivals rather than eliminating them. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III established November 1st as All Saints' Day. This was a time to honour Christian martyrs. The evening before this became All Hallows' Eve. The older practices didn't vanish, they blended with new ones. Fires still burned, disguises were still worn, and the sense of death and sorrow drawing near persisted. Only now they were framed within the language of Christian ritual. It's here that the name Halloween begins to take form. By the Middle Ages, new customs developed. One of these traditions was called souling. The poor visited homes on All Hallows' Eve, receiving food in exchange for prayers for the dead. The food given to the peasants was called a soul cake. Soul cakes were baked spiced treats like biscuits, British kind of course, with raisins and currants. These offerings carried both spiritual and social meaning. Children quickly joined the practice, reciting verses, performing small acts in return for gifts. Over time, this became a recognized custom across parts of Europe, laying the groundwork for what would later become trick-or-treating. The ritual was both practical and symbolic. It reinforced community ties, honored the dead, and maintained the sense of night when boundaries between worlds blurred, hoping that by paying their respects, they could stabilize the fragility of the realms. When large numbers of Irish immigrants arrived in the United States in the 19th century, they brought these traditions with them. In America, Halloween took on new characteristics. Pumpkins native to the New World replaced turnips as preferred lanterns. Their size and brightness made them ideal for carving. They carved faces on them to ward off unwelcome spirits. By the 19th and early 20th centuries, Halloween shifted towards community-based activity. Organized parties, parades, and even games. Later, with the rise of mass-produced sweets, trick-or-treating evolved into the form we recognize today. So to sum it all up, modern Halloween is the result of these many layers. Celtic ritual, Christian adaptation, medieval custom, immigrant tradition, and commercial invention. What began as a night of survival and reverence has become a night of costumes, lanterns, and shared celebration.
And while today's Halloween may seem distant from Samhain, they still carry the same meaning with similar traditions. Today's Halloween still carries the chaos of bonfires, turning of the seasons, presence of the unseen, and the idea that one night and one night only, the realm between worlds is just a little thinner, separate the living and the dead.